Okay, to another episode of Most Man. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. Leave us some comments, man. We need some comments. We need to know what you think. But subscribe. We need 50 subscribers. We're trying to get it to where we can do some lives, to where we can do all this live on YouTube, to where you can be a part of it. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. That's if you just want to listen to it going down the road in your car. And, you know, you can do the same thing with YouTube. But this is just the audio. If you just want to listen to, you know, if you're driving down the road, you can start and stop it however much you want. Website is themostmen.com, M-E-N, themostmen.com. Info at themostmen.com is an email address if you want to shoot us an email. We also have jointhemensclub.com. And that is part of Most Man, is when you get your man kit, you join the men's club. You get your man card, you get your balls back, you get your 12-step recovery program on how to maintain. You get all your cool swag, and we got a lot of cool stuff coming. I want to make sure that they're right before I start selling the man kits, but the man kits will be for sale soon. So when you join the men's club, you are in the men's club. You're amongst your peers. You're with your boys, and we're all here to have fun. And it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And this podcast is the men's club online, to where we can just let her rip, you know. But that's why we need some subscribers. So let's get to 50, and I'm going to send out to the first 50. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to send out the first 50 subscribers, and we'll figure out how to get all the information, mailing addresses and all that. But if we can get up to 50 subscribers, I will give the first 50 subscribers their man kits for free. Bam.
What a deal.
Yeah. Okay. Now, today we're going to talk about how becoming a most man starts and progresses. And it's not just about women. You mentioned something just a minute ago that was spot on. Nail it.
Well, more or less. It's not about women. It's about how life can.
Well, sometimes it's not.
Yeah,
but this point is great. Go.
But just life can beat you down just as much as a woman can beat you down. You know, if you let it happen. You know, you're in the grocery store and you're getting walked all over and you ain't got the guts to go, hey, this is crap. Or, you know, somebody cuts in front of you in line. You know, you don't have to punch somebody. You can just go, excuse me, I was in line here. You know, there's a pecking order to, you know, what goes on and how to handle it. And, you know, you just don't let life run you over and take it because you're supposed to.
And that's true. That happens a lot. And that's when you brought that up. That I'm not saying that I've never thought about that, because there are a lot of men out there that just take it on the chin all the time. And it's just how they're built. But they always want and that's where all these and I don't want to jump down a rabbit, but this is the point of what I'm making about is that there's a lot of these military guys out there, the Navy SEALs, that have got these podcasts and all this stuff. And man, those guys, you know, they have these programs to where, I mean, ours aren't going to be this intense, but I mean, they have these programs where they take men in like that want, because those men are always the ones that are like, you know, man, how can I get what you got? You know, how can I change this mindset? And they take them through these, I mean, because the human body can endure 10, 20 times what we think it can. Like when I used to do all that, when I ran that Spartan Beast, it was 18.5 miles and 30 plus military obstacles. I thought I was going to die the first 3 miles. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm making it through this. There's no way in hell I'm making it through. And I did make it through. And it felt so good. You know what I mean? Like that was one of the biggest accomplishments I'd ever had. But these guys have got these programs to where they're taking in men that have just became average, and they take them through like they don't do the Navy SEAL program, but they put them through hell for 2 or 3 days, and when they come out of it, they're like, I never thought in my life that I could do that. I never, but I'm gonna, and they're like, look, you can do, and it's just like what. When I did that Spartan, I had one of my CrossFit trainers. He was just like, look, when you do this, he said, have it in your mind. Have it in your mind that you can do anything for 24 hours. Anybody can. You just don't know it. He said, that's how you need to go into that. Because it took a good 7 hours to complete it. It was long, dude. But what I'm saying is just you can do anything, but that's what these guys are promoting is you can do anything for 72 hours. And these guys come out fucking like animals, dude. Like reborn. So what I'm getting at is that there's a lot of men out there that are that way. But if they just try something different, you know what I mean? It's like it's like what I talked about, Wim Hof. That's his whole point of the whole ice and the water and all. You think you can't do it, but your body will let you do it. It goes into survival mode. That's his whole. I'm not saying that everything he does is but I'm just saying that's his whole point is that he does the whole program for 3 days where people are like, I don't know if I can complete this. But then when they do, they walk out of there like, I'm never going to think that way again. Never. Go ahead.
I'm just blown away by the guy sitting in ice water and all of that because I'm one of those, I won't say doubters. I mean, I know you're right in what you're saying, but I just don't have the want to
well,
do something
but
like that.
That's okay.
I mean, yeah, that was personally, but
I do. I like extreme shit. I love extreme shit. You know. Now I'm trying to get confident on my foot again, which I am. But yeah, I like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys out there that are, you know, they were killers in the first part of their life. Then they get exactly what we're talking about, how becoming a most man starts. They get in, they were killers at the first part of their life, and then they get married or, you know, get settled into life and kind of plateau off, get comfortable. And they're still got that itch to be, or they never had it, and they look at people and they're like, man, I want to look like that. You know what I mean? I want to look big and tough, and you know, they're not. You know what I mean? Good shape. Yeah, anybody can do it. You just got to want to.
Yeah, but somebody who hadn't worked out in 10 years and they get a gym membership and they go work out like, you know,
oh, that's me.
So much, and then, you know, for 4 days they're just crippled, going, "Oh my God!" It's like, no, if you got to ease it. You got to ease into this.
No, that's me.
That's why gym memberships rocket and crater.
But no, I'll stick through the pain though. I'll stick through the pain, but that's me. I'll go in there the first day. I'm gonna hit hard. I need to start hard. I like the feeling of being sore. I like it.
Well, there's a difference between being sore and being crippled.
Oh yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. My son's going through that right now. They're kicking their ass. They're in off season right now, so they're lifting weights and doing all this stuff. But dude, he's getting stout. But no, you're okay. So you're right on that. That there are tons of men out there that are just they've never had it. They don't know how to ever have it. And
they know it's right, but they, you know, like
it's easier to
somebody gives you the wrong change, and you're like, hey, some people would go, oh, you know, it's only $1 or something. It's like, hey, you screwed my change up here. See, and it's something you can quantify easy. It's like, look, you gave me all this money, I put it out, you know, I gave you 20, you gave me $12 back, I should have had 13. You know, I didn't put any money in my pocket. You know, I'm proving right here that you gave me the wrong change, whether I did it on purpose or not or whatever. I've had people like at the American Airlines Center, when you're buying beers, you give them a 20, but magically,
Yeah, you're a dollar short.
shit, $5 short sometimes. But they do it on purpose, and I caught a few. I knew which vendors were capable of that.
Yeah, that happened at Chipotle the other day.
But there are people, and I just use that for an example, that's something you can quantify, that you have every right in the world to say, hang on a second, and you can do it without being, hey, man. It can just be, hey, there's a mistake made here,
But they'll take it.
And it's not in my favor.
And they'll take it.
But I'm pointing this out. But yeah, they'd rather just say, well, it's only $1, and I don't want the drama. Or
it happened in Chipotle the other day. I was in Chipotle, and it's, your burrito. I don't know if we set those, so hit it unless you already hit yours. This guy in front of me, it's the exact point. You're supposed to get, you either get a burrito or you get a bowl or you get, there something else. I'm not a Chipotle expert, but anyway, I always get a bowl, and the bowls are easier to eat than that big ass burrito. I don't know if you ever eaten Chipotle before, but it's a big ass burrito, man. It's hard to choke one of them things down. But you're supposed to get 2 scoops of rice in your bowl. And this girl threw 1 in there, and then, what's your protein? And he was kind of looking like, I thought I was supposed to get 2. And he took it. And I said something. I said, hey, aren't you supposed to get 2 scoops? He said, yeah, I thought it looked a little thin. And I told her, I said, do you know that it's 2 scoops of rice? Well, no. I said, well, I didn't get rude with her, but I was like, well, maybe you need to ask your manager, but it's 2 scoops.
Jeez, I love it.
But he was going to take it.
And then they chinched.
But I saw him looking around. I saw him looking like, hey, I just got fucked here.
And then they gave him the wrong change, and he took that too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you got to speak up when
you want. You want queso? Well, hell yeah, I want queso. I didn't know it cost $2.50 though. Because I was going through. I hadn't been there in a while, and they used to have it for free. Because you're either going to get queso or you're going to get cheese. You're getting cheese either way if you want cheese. But now they're charging for the fucking queso because their queso's good, and the queso's a hell of a lot better than cheese.
Yeah,
you can mix it up better. By the time you get your cheese at the end of the line, it's on top of pico de gallo and all that shit. It won't melt. Yeah.
Sounds like you're an expert on Chipotle after all.
Yeah. Shit.
So anyway, there's more to not just women. There's most man things that go on in your everyday life.
But how does it start? That's my question. How does it start? Your point is that you could just always be there. But think about it. How many times that these people that are picked on in school, bullied,
they just want to stay off the radar. They don't want to be.
But man, it sets off something inside of them. It's like, man, a lot of those UFC fighters, man, like George St. Pierre, he's one of the best. I mean, he's arguably one of the greatest of all time, and that's what got him started in mixed martial arts. Is he used to get beat up all the time, bullied. He even ran into the guy after he became world champion that used to beat his ass.
Oh, let's hear what happened there.
Okay, this is a great story. Okay, so here he is. This kid used to whip his ass all the time, and his dad finally asked him, "Who is beating you up?" And he told him. So his dad went over to the guy's house. Okay. Knocked on the door. Dad was drunk off his ass. And, no, I take that back. The mom answered the door. But the dad, once he started talking to the dad, he was in there beating the shit out of this kid. That's what he was doing. He's in there just, calling him you're a loser, you're an idiot. And that's how most man can start right there. By having a shitty upbringing, But his dad went home and said, this is why that's all this kid knows is He's trying to inflict the pain upon somebody else of what he's getting at home. Okay? So you need to learn how to protect yourself. We're getting you in karate, blah, 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 blah. So he gets in that, does all that, gets through school, starts this whole martial arts journey and all that, becomes UFC champion. Okay, and this guy was the guy that got all the girls, and I shouldn't say got all the girls, but he said that he was a guy that, he's big, strong, good looking, so after he became champion, he lives in Canada. He was driving back through their hometown. He was going to have dinner with his parents, and he pulled up to a stoplight, and he saw this homeless guy sitting on the side of the road, and it was him, the guy that used to beat him up.
No kidding.
Yes. Okay. So he got out of the car, and of course now it's like, but he felt sorry for him.
Sure.
He said, "Hey man, what are you doing here?" Okay. Shout out George St. Pierre. This guy's a fucking hell of a guy. But anyway, he said, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Man, I'm about falling on my luck." And he was like, "No, man, you used to be a strong, you had everything. You didn't have everything going for you, but you were a driven guy. Like, what are you doing on the streets, man?" And he's like, I've had a run of bad luck and this, that, and the other." And George said, he said, I pulled out all the money I had in my pocket. And he said, it could have been, up to $500 or whatever. Okay. He said, "Look, man, take this." He said, that's all I had. He said, I'm just going to give you all the money I got in my pocket. Man, get yourself back together. You can do better than this. And he thought he was about to get his ass whipped, is what he thought, because you can't deny who.
And he probably deserved it, but
he beat the hell out of him over 30 times. I mean, it was a weekly occurrence that he got his ass whipped by this guy. Okay, so, and that's what he said. My anger, calmed down because, I felt bad for the guy. So I got in my car, drove, and had dinner with my parents, flew back to wherever he lived. I don't know if it was L.A. or whatever, but came back a couple years later to, meet with his parents and this, that, and the other. And his dad said, "Man, you're never going to guess who came by. It was this guy." And he had picked himself. He said, "I just want to let you know, tell George that he saved my life. And I've got my shit together now. I've got a job. I just bought a house. Like, I'm on my way. And I'm sorry for everything that I did to him when he was a kid."
That's a great story.
That's awesome, dude. I was like, holy cow. Go from that to the world champion. And I'm talking, he's arguably, I don't know if you know who he is.
No,
but
I don't.
He is arguably one of the best of all time. I mean, he is, yeah. So that is a man right there, baby. That's how men treat most men. You know what I mean? Pick somebody up if they need a little help. Sometimes that's all people need. Is it just that little? You don't have to give them money. There's always people begging you for money on the, but sometimes people just need that little.
Yeah. Little
start and a little start.
Encouragement.
An encouragement in that somebody cares about them. Or they don't care about him, but they could care about him, or it made them feel good.
He cared enough to stop his car and give him some money, so he cared about it.
But he wasn't going to give him money at first. He was going to, he said at first I wanted to be like, look at where you are. And he said, but it ran through my mind of what I've accomplished and who I've became and what it took for me to get here. I went from a little kid getting bullied to the world champion, and now, how's that going to look? How's that going to make me look kicking some homeless guy's ass on the side of the road?
And in a weird way, he may not have been world champ if it wasn't for this dude.
That's right.
So the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So, but yeah, it can start becoming a most man. It can start in all different directions. because it's not always women. I mean, but women can definitely play a role in it. You know, if you're a most man, they can.
Well, it's probably the majority of most men have a women component in there, you know, of some sort. Because if you're a most man that doesn't say anything about the change, you know, that's probably some kind of correlation in your relationship with your woman. Yeah, your character. So it bleeds over into your personal life and your relationship
and your life. Just your whole, yeah.
So that's the common denominator is you're the most man, and you probably got a relationship with a gal and
that complements that.
Yeah, exacerbates it or.
Yeah, and I mean, you could take a bad woman just because that's all you can get, and you know that's all you can get, and that's better than nothing.
Until you realize you made a mistake.
Yeah, and then you're fucking miserable.
Neck deep in it. You went from knee deep in it to neck deep.
Yep. So join the men's club, and we'll help you out. We're here. That's what the men's club's all about. Is getting you out of that crappy little situation that, because I've been there. Not going back into my story of what inspired me to do this, but I've been at the bottom. I know I've been at the bottom from a kid all the way to the top, and then back to the bottom. And this is my start. So I'm telling you, I've been there. I know how it feels, but you can get out. You can get out. So, you got any other thoughts on that?
Well, or make it more tolerable. You don't necessarily have to get out, but you got to improve your situation. So, get out, make it better, make it tolerable, understand why you're there.
Do some self-inventory.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay there? Are you happy there? Are you comfortable there?
Are you creeping in the right direction or are you creeping in the wrong direction? Because nothing ever stays exactly the same.
No.
You're moving in one direction or the other.
Yeah. And it happened in my marriage. You know, I got to the point where I was like, I got a lot more to lose by getting out of this thing than, you know, my program and my plan that I've got ahead. This throws a huge kink in that plan. If I do it. But we made some changes and we moved on, but then it started moving in that direction again. So, and it was both of our fault. Both of our fault. It wasn't one.
It generally is.
Yeah. When two people don't want to work it out, when you don't want to work it out, it's not going to get worked out.
Yeah. Nobody can make you do anything.
No. Nope. And, but it's, the problem with that is if you keep going down that road, misery is there and it's real. I mean, my life wasn't that bad until I lost it all, but I'm 45 now. I could have nixed this. I had a chance to nix it. But time moves fast, man.
Let me throw a most woman one at you a little bit.
Sure.
So, the man, you know, we were always talking about the men and the men have the plan and all of that. So, you got the woman who wants to get married and have the kids, and, you know, she's got her plan, and I'm going to work until I have the kids and stay home and da-da-da-da. That all sounds great until they're staying home.
Well, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You want to just roll right into that? Or?
Well, yeah. Well, there's one more point. Well, actually, let's do that first, and then it'll segue into that because this one will actually be better after that. So yeah.
Okay, because I got a point popped into my head I don't want to lose with the most woman thing is.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she doesn't have a job, and the house turns into a prison.
That's what this point is what when a woman gets exactly everything that she wanted that's exactly it, is that I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna meet a nice man that treats me good. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have kids. We're gonna have this happy life. I'm not gonna work. He's gonna work. I'm gonna raise the kids and all that. And that's all cool if you agree to it. Well, I agreed to it. That was fine with me.
But I think they underestimate what staying at home means.
That's right. And that's that. There's two other parts to this that we're gonna get to after that. But that's exactly what happens. Is all of a sudden, all of her friends are having kids too. Sisters are having kids too. You know, the only person you communicate with is your mom, because she's the only one that can take your kid whenever you need to go do something. So you lose your social circle, and the only adult walking through the door is you. And that's what I'm saying. I want to spend some time on this because this is a very good topic, and that's not only did it happen in my marriage, it happened in my generation. Okay, your generation did it different, but our generation, we were expected that the women were staying home; they weren't going to work. That we already knew that I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Every single girl said it. And we were all like, that's cool, because I got a good career coming up, and that'll give me time to get my work done. You know?
See, my generation, look at the average amount of kids was in a family. When I was a kid, I mean, hell, my buddy down the street had like 8 brothers and sisters. It was very common to have 4, 5, 6, 7 kids in a family. You know, I had 3 brothers, so there were 4 of us. Nowadays, they got a lot of families with 1 or 2 kids. And I'm sure I'll get mud thrown at me for this, but when you got 6 or 7 kids and you're a stay-at-home mom, you're working your butt off. I mean, you're juggling everything.
But they were happy to do it back then.
Yeah, but they were busy, and it was a full-time job. They didn't have any downtime. Now, you got 2 kids, you know, you get them on the same nap schedule or something. There's no getting 6 kids at all different ages to go to, you know. You had no time. It was just a juggle. The whole thing was a juggle the whole time. And
but they did it a lot. They did it with pride and dignity and respect, and they didn't shame you for it back then. That's the way it was, and that's when men were men. Okay, and
yeah, my dad worked a second shift to get a shift differential because it, you know, paid an extra whatever 10 or 15%, you know, per hour.
Yeah.
And he sent us to private school because he didn't want us going to Catholic or Cleveland public schools. And yeah, my dad, you know, worked his ass off to make the family as good as the family could be.
Yeah, that's how my grandpa, my grandmother never even drove a car her whole life. She never even had a driver's license.
My grandmother called cars machines. Whose machine are we going to take? And as a kid, I always laugh at that, you know?
Yeah.
That's how old school she was. It was a machine. It wasn't even a car.
But it didn't even cross her mind to get a job. And everybody used to think my grandfather was this show. And she was like, no, I run the show here. That's my job. And she did a good job. She was great. But so all of my generation, those women, it started the generation above me, in between mine. There's yours, then in between, and then mine. And that's when the stay-at-home mom started again. You know what I mean? I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Okay, fine. We expected it to be a stay-at-home mom, and we were cool with it because it's like, look, that gives us time to focus on our career, you know, or whatever we're doing, business or whatever. So that part's taken care of, and I'm cool with that. That's less stress on me at the end of the day of, do I got to worry about taking off early to go pick up little Johnny or Susie because mom's got to go run an errand for work, or you know what I mean? So I was fine with all that. But when they get what they want and they go through that had not just my marriage, man. There was a ton of people in our situation that was the same. Is it all of a sudden, like I said, cell phones. What are you doing? I'm working to take care of y'all. What do you think I'm doing? Well, I don't have anybody to talk to. All I do is raise children. That's all I do. All I get to do is talk to children all day. Well, you wanted to stay at home and have children. So talk to your children.
Yeah, we set up this whole program for that to happen.
And you got it. Now you've got it. Well, but you don't understand how hard it is to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't have anybody to talk to. My friends don't call me anymore. And, they're always wanting something. They're kids.
Then they're sitting at home watching Oprah or The View.
Yeah, oh, God bless, getting all that garbage shit. Yes, that was my sister-in-law. Yeah, they said it on The View today, and it's on Oprah. You fucking idiot. That fucking woman. Yeah, then they're watching Oprah and The View and all that bullshit and getting their heads pumped full of, your man may not be working. He may be hitting the titty bar for lunchtime. Well, not really. No.
If he loved you, most men would take some time off and spend with their wives.
Yeah, if he really loved you, he'd come home for lunch and fix you lunch. Yeah, all that shit was going on Oprah back then. Oh, yes, and yes. I walked into my house one day, or evening, and they were having all of a sudden, this exact time frame where all the moms were like, we're tired of it. We're changing this. We're going to start having hen parties. We're going to have hen parties, and we're going to have time to ourselves, and you're going to watch the kid. Okay, fine. I'm going to pick him up, and I'll take him to...
Take him to work with me.
Yeah, no, or I'd take him to, whatever.
He could shovel out the trucks when they come in.
Yeah, no, I'll take him to someplace fun to where it's like, here's $20, $20. Go. I'm going to the bar,
Jump up at Chuck E. Cheese and have him eat putrid pizza.
No, what we talked about, what was that? Dave & Buster's. I'd take him to places like Dave & Buster's or something and be like, here's $50 each. Y'all just fucking go crazy. My daughter Lily, dude, I'm not kidding you. Every time we went to a place like that, she would, the first time that I went, I didn't know that I knew she was good at the stuffed animal machine, that goes down and got that hook that grabs them. Dude, she would empty that machine halfway out, and they were like, stop. But when we walked in one time on one of these nights, and she goes, Dad, we need to go over here. I need to get a trash bag. And I was like, what do you need a trash bag for? She said, for all the stuffed animals I'm about to win.
Good God, I love it.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, man.
She had the plan.
She did. And she goes, I've got it figured out. I know. She goes, I know how many times it won't grab, And dude, she filled this black, the lawn and leaf bag halfway full of animals or shit that was in that machine. But anyway, I walk into this hen party at my house. It's at my house, okay? And of course, I'm in the construction business, man. I'm dirty. And I'm not going to mention because he's a friend of mine, but one of the other wives there was like, I'm walking through my own kitchen, getting me a beer, it's my house. Just because you're having your hen party doesn't mean that.
Yeah, the rules didn't change for nothing.
Yeah, I still get to get a beer when and wherever I want to. I walked in my own house, and this woman said to me, she goes, oh my God, Ann, you let him walk in here that dirty? And I looked at her, and I was like, and Ann, she gave me that look like, because she knows that, well, I already had a couple of beers in me anyway. I was about to say,
Ann, you let her come in here that ugly?
And I was like,
Ann was like,
I was about to say,
I
know I was though, but my answer was about to be, I don't know if my chair can handle your fat ass,
Yeah.
I don't know if my chair's strong enough to handle your fat ass.
And she'd have deserved it.
Hell yeah. To disrespect me in my own house like that? Come on. God, these damn spam risk people. I can't. We got to figure out a way to get rid of that. But anyway, so yeah, they got what they want. Then they're all unhappy, and then we're doing these hidden parties, this, that, and the other. Now all of a sudden they're all friends, and we're going to we're going spending time with the families, and that's our new friends. So that's when it got better. But that's when I found out that every man in that circle that we're in, we're all like, "Are you happy at home? Are you happy at home?" The fuck no. This is bullshit. Because not only did we pay, they lived on a level that not most women get to live on. It wasn't like we were living in an apartment or a trailer park. We're living in one of the best school districts, nice houses, expensive houses, high taxes. Everything about this place is fucking expensive. And
They just figured they deserved it.
And what was funny though is when I left her that time, we had all left at the same time. It was all within the same month. We'd run into each other at not bars, but nice restaurants that had bars that an unhappy man, Hooters,
There's a barbecue joint. I got a bar up there.
Well, a place where there's some hot girls with skimpy shorts on, just because you can, because you're out of your house, But I ran into one of them, and I'm like, he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, well, I asked you first, and I said, well, I'm here because the same reason you're here is I fucking moved out. And he goes, you moved out? And I said, yeah. And he's like, me too. I said, when? He said, last 3 weeks ago. And I said, man, it was 2.5 weeks ago. It was, yeah, it was, but they figured out, once we moved out, they figured out real quick. So I remember my sister called me and she's like, what is going on at home? I said, I'm tired of it. This is another thing, and I'm not going to, but she called my sister and was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to live without Mark. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm going to have to go. My sister was a single mom that never got married, never got child support, never got anything. You're not getting any sympathy out of my sister. She said, you're going to have to get a fucking job just like the rest of us is what you're going to have to do. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go get a job, and you're going to work your ass off, and you're going to have a lot of pressure on you, and you think your life sucks now? You better figure out a way to get him back. Because if you think that this is bad, let me tell you what bad is. Let me tell you what it's like to live in, government housing and all that. That's how my sister had to raise kids. And she's successful today. My sister she's a big-time manager for Cook's Children's. She's making.
Yeah, she fought her way through it and she came out the other side.
That's right. But that's what she told her.
She wasn't a victim.
Yeah, but that's what she told her. She's like, this is what's going to happen. And I'm not going to tell you everything that's going to happen because I don't like you. I've never liked you. And I'm glad Mark left you. You probably deserved it.
Good God.
Yeah. So, but okay, so that is, they find out what they got, and they're angry. And that's what starts the fueling of the arguments, and it's the jealousy, the envy of our life. Okay, that we agreed to do. Is that our life is, but there's stress. When you're running a company or you're working and you know that you're the sole breadwinner at home and it's your job to provide, that's not an easy task either. But I didn't come home and demand that I had food on the table as soon as I walked through the door. I knew raising kids are hard, being a stay-at-home mom is hard. I could do my own laundry. You didn't have to I can fix me a sandwich if I'm hungry. But here's the thing. That's how it all starts, is that you go to work all day and you make money and you have fun and you do this and you do that. And it's like, no, works hard too. But that's how it started, the envy, the jealousy, the anger, the now all of a sudden I'm coming home to an unhappy wife because she got exactly what she wanted and she doesn't like it now. And she wants you to be, what do they call it? What they had a name for it?
A most man.
No, something father.
It was too easy.
A supportive husband. There's a word for it that they had. All of a sudden, you need to be involved with your kids. I am involved with my kids when I get home. You know what I mean? They're at school all day. What do you want me to go sit in their class? Be involved? A supportive father. Oh, God, it's going to drive me crazy if I can't think. But, it doesn't matter. We'll waste time with that. But that's where it all began, our problems. And I'm like, yeah, fuck this. And it's every other guy that I'm telling you about. And all you most men out there that are going through it right now, it's fucking real. And if it's starting, this is where it can head. If you don't fix it, not cut her off. I'm just saying, cut the path and either fix the problem, confront the problem, all of that, because this is where it can head. And it just didn't happen to me. It happened to everybody in my circle that I'm running with, okay, in our parental group. Man, she started going fucking crazy, man. Starting fights with me in the evening and trying to get me to hit her. That it happened to all of us.
Just reaching out for attention or something? Or
she started hating me because all I did was work. It's not like I was out running the bars, chasing women. I mean, I was at work 6 to 7 days a week. And this was during the worst economic crash for the construction industry in history. I was just trying to keep my company afloat. Now, we came out of it smelling like a rose, but there was a lot of times where I didn't know if I was going to make it, but we made it.
But you smelled like a rose because a lot of your competitors cratered because they were probably home with their wives when they should have been working.
That's what sent us on the rocket ship. Is one of our competitors went under and all his business landed on my table.
Last man standing.
We were right in the center of his network. And I mean, everybody came running. So, but what I'm saying is she started starting fights at night when I was, if I came home and I'd been drinking or something, she would start them then. And one night I was sleeping because I wasn't out there fighting with her. She came in while I was sleeping and clawed me in the face. I've got the picture of it because thumb mark and claw. So that night I got up and I went to the shop. That's when I put me a futon in my office. So if I had to leave, I could leave. And my dad was like, the next morning, he's like, what are you doing here? And what the fuck happened to your face? I told him, and he pulled me aside and he said, here's the deal. Most men out there that are going through this, or it's about to happen, or you're on the road for this to happen, document. My dad pulled me aside and he's like, look, this is not going to get any better. If y'all are at this point right now, because him and my mom went through the same shit, okay? He's like, it's not going to get any better. He said, you got to get out. He said, just move out. But here's the thing. You need to, same thing with my attorney, you need to plan it. Don't just. So, but it went on for about a month and a half to where, I mean, dude, she would start fights with me. I mean, just trying to get me to hit her. She wanted to be, and it happened to a couple of my other friends where they reacted and, pushed them or shoved them and they fell down and cut themselves or something,
Yeah, left a mark.
And their assault or what is it, domestic abuse or domestic violence or whatever all that shit is.
Yeah.
And 50-50 ain't no more. That's when the 90-10 rule comes in. She gets 90, you get nothing.
Your 10 goes to the lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's what they want. They're trying to get that so they can still be a stay-at-home mom. They just got you to pay for it. Men out there that don't have to worry about this, more power to you. But there's a shit pile of people out there, a shit pile of men that either need to know this or it's about to happen or they're going through it.
Or they already know it.
They already know it. Okay.
And they're going, listen to this guy.
Well, here was my problem is she would do it on the nights that I'd be drinking.
Yeah, you have some beers with your dad after the shop at the shop. Wine.
Well, that's where I had to, because she knew when it got bad that I'd just be like, fuck it, I'm going to the shop. Going to the shop.
Yeah, I've drank beer with you and your dad down there before.
Yeah. So there was one night that this cop followed me all the way through all these back roads that we have. And of course, I've got my company name on the back of my truck, and they know exactly who it is. And man, I was so thankful that I didn't get pulled over that night because I was drunk. It was one of those nights that I was just like, if I pound enough beer, I can pass out, and I'm not listening to her tonight. But after that, that's when I decided to move out, just to get out, so you don't put yourself in that situation. But it happened to a lot of my friends. And they lost everything. And they got the abusive husband on their record for the rest of their life. And they didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Happens all the time. And that's what I'm saying. If you're a most man, how it starts, how the road progresses, and if there's women involved, I'm not saying it's going to end this way, but it can end that way. And you need to know that's the road that a lot of men go through. Some pull out of it in different ways, but we all go through it at some point in our life. Those women do, in the middle of raising kids, they're just like, I just want another adult to talk to. And if I would have listened at that point, but I even did at that point. I was like, well, then why don't we have an adult night? Dump the kids off at my mom's house. We'll have a date night. We'll get you out of this funk. No, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my kids. And it's like, well, then what do you want? What do you want me to do? I'm trying to offer you solutions here, but nothing's sticking. So you got what you want.
And Grandma would have been happy seeing the
Hell
kids.
yeah, but here's the thing. Why does it have to become my problem and my fault? Because you got what you want, and now that's just your only expression is to make your life hell? That's what's going to make you happy is just to make my life a living hell? No. And that's
I'm telling you, that crap on TV all day.
Yeah.
That just...
Well, no, and their sisters talking on the phone going, yeah, he ain't working that late. He's saying that just for an excuse, he doesn't want to be oh God, what is the name that they had? Oh, good Lord. But no, it's all of us were going through it. My brother-in-laws were going through it. Anybody in my age group, we were all just like, man, are you getting this? Oh, God, yeah. What I want to know is what that sister-in-law did to my brother-in-law. If my wife, that was the pick of the litter, as far as not only looks, but personality, peacefulness, kindness, you know what I mean?
Intelligence.
No, her little sister got the intelligence.
All right.
Her older sister didn't get shit. She didn't get looks. She didn't get the brain. She didn't get nothing. She just got fucked.
Oh, my God. There's some honesty here on the Most Man podcast.
It's true. It's true. I guarantee you if you asked her husband that right now, he'd say, boom, high five. Nailed it. So, but Okay, but so that's my next point, or my next point, question / topic is what's in it for the woman to make our lives pure hell? What to put us through pure hell in that scenario where you're wanting, you got what you wanted, men, they got what they wanted, and now what's in it for them to make our lives pure hell, for them to still be a stay-at-home mom? If I can't get any sleep because you want to fight all fucking night, what's in it for you? Who wins in this situation? Nobody. I'm going to work tired. I'm being non-productive. I've got problems to deal with. I didn't get any sleep last night. I've got this on my mind. Am I going to get fucking slammed up against the head with the remote when I come home?
And the kids are witnessing all of this.
Yeah, and they're not stupid. I mean, God, I remember when I was 4 years old, 3 and 4 years old. I remember my parents fighting. What they used to do is fucking break. My mom she'd break dishes, and my dad, he said, just keep breaking them. He said, 'cause I'm not buying any more plates. He said, you're gonna buy the new set of plates.
Ray had some paper plates out in his truck.
He didn't even need a plate. He hates plates.
He hates plates.
That's why he eats the way he eats. One serving bites, because all his plates were gone.
He was a caveman.
Yeah.
So that's what made him a caveman.
Hell yeah. He didn't need no plates. Plates were bad news for him.
Well, a corn dog was high tech with a stick.
Oh, dude, I used to be out in the backyard playing, me and my sister, and all of a sudden you'd hear crash, 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 and he's just sitting there laughing, going, keep going. You only got 3 more bowls left. How are you going to eat your oatmeal tomorrow morning?
Yeah, so what is in it for him? Yeah.
What does it accomplish? Women, if you're out there, please comment. Let us know what is in it for you to put us through that kind of hell. Whenever you're in that part of your life where you're the most unhappy, you got everything you want. Now I'm just going to fucking ruin my husband's life, or not ruin his life, but yeah, pretty much. What is the end game? What is it? What's in it for him? Do you see a point in it?
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words, honestly. You know, unless they're just reaching out for attention of some sort. That's the only thing I can think of. They want attention. But it's bad attention. But it's attention.
It's attention.
It's got to be.
What are you doing at work? I'm working. Ah, the kids are doing this. Well, they're kids. You know, the faucet's broke. Well, I'm sure it is. You've broke 10 faucets before. It's just another faucet.
Use the one in the bathroom.
Yeah, when's the microwave going to be broke? That way I can get both of them at the same time. I'm not kidding you. That woman went through probably 12 dishwashers in our marriage. At least 10 microwaves. I don't even know how many faucets we went through. You go to my house and the faucet in there, in the kitchen, I have to be careful with it, turning it on, because the whole thing will move. I'm gonna put a new one in this week, but it's because she couldn't just turn the water on. It's got to be boom, cold, boom, hot, boom,
like a karate workout.
Yeah, off. I wish she knew Wim Hof back then. They
needed to do a commercial for like a faucet, you know. My wife can't tear this faucet
dude,
up.
It could have made one of them companies so much fucking money.
Takes a licking and keeps on
ticking. Yeah. If my faucet can survive this.
Takes a licking and keeps on spitting.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But no, what's in it? What good scenario comes from that?
I'm just going with attention. It's the only, like if I was at a game show for all the money, give us one, you know, I'd have to say attention. I got nothing else.
But I tried to make changes. All of us tried to make changes. But then, once I left, and she found out what life was going to be, that's what I told her. I said, you got 3 things that you're going to change. Number 1, your anger. 2, if you can't keep a clean house, you need to hire a maid. If you can't take care of this house, you need to hire a maid. And 3, you're going to get a job.
Well, she's here all day. How come you can't clean the house?
Dude, it looked like our love seat never got used because that's where all the wet laundry went. She wouldn't even use the dryer. She would hang shirts and shit all around the house. You didn't pay the fucking electric bill. Put them in the dryer. I would go to work in a shirt, and all of a sudden I'd break one lick of sweat and smell like BO and mildew and.
No way.
Yeah. But I told her, I said, you're gonna cut your anger out, you're gonna keep a clean house, and you're gonna go get a job, or I'm not coming back. And there was a couple of more. You're gonna treat me with respect. If you ever try to start another fight with me, I'm out of here. Because I don't want to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. I would rather get on one of those nights, I'd rather get a DWI than hit you. I'll take that over anything.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how bad it got. I was willing to get a DWI, even though I can, I know how to drive. But it's insane, man.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I never had to go through
a lot of people.
That.
A lot of people don't, but I think a lot of that comes from girls that have daddy issues. Honestly, because not even that. It's just that's what I got. That's what it boiled down for me. She was jealous. It was jealousy, envy, just that I got to go have a productive day. And I came home happy. Not every day. None of them come home happy every day. But in general, I'm a pretty happy guy. I'm always in a good mood. I don't let people break my mood. I came up with that a long time ago. Like, man, I'm not giving people the time and place to. You don't have no rental space up here, and your stress ain't getting in here. I mean, you want to argue? There's a tree out there. There's a wall. Go get it. You ain't on to me. I got an end button and a block button. I ain't listening to it. I used to love to argue. Well, customers anyway, because I could win. I'd win every argument. You're the same way. I mean, People used to always be, God, man, can't win one with him. And I was like, damn right you can't. Just let him. I remember just throwing the bait out there and got him right in the lip. Give him a little bit of line. You know what I mean? And they think they're getting ahead. They're like, I got him this time. Then I'd be like, whoa! Used to do it to my dad all the time. He'd walk off. Me and my dad loved each other, but man, we had some good ones. But that's what he hated about me the most is he never won an argument with me. Because I used to let him think he was getting there, and you could see the smile on his face too. You remember that grin that he had? You could see that he was happy. He's like, man, I fucking got him this time, and I'd boom, and he'd walk off and throw his hands in the air and fuck it,
or you'd argue with him so long he'd do something stupid,
yeah,
unrelated to that, and then it'd be like, look at you can't even do that right, and he'd just be so frustrated.
But he would walk off. I'll never forget. He'd throw his hands up in the air. Fuck it! fuck it, I'm turning around. I'm not doing it anymore. Fuck it.
But see, when you work together too, that's you're gonna have
Oh yeah.
back and forth when you work together, and they work together. That's part of this. It's not like he went over his dad's house just to argue with him.
No, go.
It was all mainly work related stuff.
Yeah. He was a gem, man. But honestly, towards the end, it's probably the halfway mark. Once we got on the rocket ship ride, and he saw where we were going. That's when he let loose the reins of trying to argue, and you know what I mean. He saw. Well, number one, he saw the bank account. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you run this ship." You know what I mean? He was like, "Look, you just tell me where you need me, and I'll be there." And he was. He fucked up a lot, but caused a lot of train derailments. But he was there every day. The morning that I think there was only a couple of times that he missed, and he had the flu one time, bad, and we had an electrical problem, and so my dad did all of our electrical work. He was an electrician, and dude, they even called him when he had the flu, and he went up there because I got called too. It was like 3:00 in the morning. They're like, the plant's down. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm not an electrician. They're like, well, your dad's got the flu, and I was like, well, somebody's gonna have to figure it out. And man, he crawled out of bed, crawled up there. He looked. I mean, when I saw him coming back, well, number one, he went up there in a white shirt, like an undershirt. He always did the white undershirt deal, and he put a fuse in because he wasn't afraid to wire shit hot. He was not afraid to wire. I don't care what the voltage was. He wasn't afraid to wire shit hot. And he went to put those big ass fuses?
Sure.
Yeah. 3-phase. He went to put that son of a bitch in, and it blew up in his face. He had raccoon eyes. You know, his face was black. The shirt was black. He was walking down the hill. He goes, he told me, he said, don't let them fucking call me anymore. He said, it's fucking fixed. And I was like, God damn. Yeah, it's fixed.
He vaporized the fuse and it's fixed.
Well, he'd shut the power off this time and put it in the next time. Boom did the same thing. Because he watched my dad do it successfully so many times. Boom was like, I've seen it done before. I can do it. But Boom did it. It blew the first 2 layers of his skin off the top of his hand.
Oh, man, them burns hurt, too. Good God.
Oh, and Boom was on them. That's when he had just, because Boom was our mechanic at first, and then he hurt his back, so we pulled him off mechanic details. So he thought he was the new plant manager. He's just trying to be useful anywhere he could be, and that's when he hurt his back and he was on all those pain pills. He just took the skin and was just like, threw it on the ground, and we were all like, oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Oh, I'm so glad those days are over. Jesus Christ.
All right, back to some most man action.
Yeah. So,
are we done with the most women thing, or the women in the house?
Yeah. I just would like somebody to, if you've been through that, comment on it, man. It's crazy, But here's the thing. Before it gets to that point, get some counseling. And I even tried that. I was like, let's go to some counseling, man. I mean, let's get you fixed. And
little church time doesn't hurt either.
That had a lot to do with it too. She'd quit going to church, but she pulled out of it. But I just think there's a time in their life, and it's when the kids are middle aged. They go through a depression, or they go through a funk, man. They just do.
Like a midlife crisis.
Kind of, because they feel like their whole life is just meant to be raising kids. And you've got all these women on the TV over there going, "Oh no, we're powerful women, and
we can do anything we want."
yeah, we have careers too. Our lives matter too, and all this. I am woman, hear me roar shit. You need to make your husband come home and help you. And God, what is the name that they had? There's a name that they had for it, and everybody was just like, "Fuck you," Jesus Christ, come on, But they come out of it. They do come out of it. But so I'm saying everybody that I knew.
Well, maybe when they're in it, they think that's like what the rest of their life is going to be,
right?
Forever and ever and ever. When it's really only a 15-year window or something.
It's because they don't have any time for themselves. They don't go get haircuts. They don't go get their manis and petties or whatever they do to do all their girly shit. Their life is 24/7 kids. And I don't know. I'm not a woman. So please, women, let us know.
Yeah, but if the kids are in school, you could drop the kids off and go get your hair done.
That's what I don't understand.
I mean, I understand when the kids, 3, 4, or 5 years old and they're not in school yet. Yeah, then maybe you're high intensity in the house, handling up on everything. But
I think they just get overwhelmed. They get overwhelmed, and all their friends, that's what I'm saying, those hen parties were nothing but a place to come squat and bitch about all their problems and drink wine while they were doing it. Yeah. They were
with the kids in the other room?
Or
are they in school at this point? Or
No, this is during the evening, and it's in the middle of the week to where they make sure you got to take off work early to where they can have their little hen party. Yeah. And you go take care of the kids tonight. My night. It's girls' night.
See, why didn't they all just get together at like noon on a Tuesday and have the kids all play together?
No, we had to take care of it. The whole point was this is my night.
But let the kids all play in the other room.
No, it's my night to take care of the children. That's what it meant. Tonight's your night. You take care of the children. It's my night off. Well, my mom can take care of that 2 or 3 times a week. And like you said, happy to do it. But no.
Yeah, grandkid time. Why not? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to just turn your parents into a frickin' babysitting service, but, a couple hours here and there, especially when it's planned.
Yep. I don't know, man. I don't have all the answers. But I just know that time frame is a rough time frame. She snapped out of it, though. When I told her she had to make those changes, she made them. She did. Didn't last forever, but she still was fucking tear up an anvil. I had a spot on my ceiling to where my air conditioner overflowed or the drain pan overflowed, staying about, well, actually, it was bigger, but the part that I thought we were going to replace the sheetrock was only about like that big. But the stain obviously was a little bit bigger because I've got old shitty insulation up there. But so I had a painter come in here to fix the sheetrock texture and paint and all that. In my living room ceiling fan, we've always left it on just because it feels good. I'm a ceiling fan guy. I like ceiling fans. But the guy, he said, "Hey man, let me go." He said, "How do you turn the fan off?" Because they didn't want to get hit in the head by the fan. I said, "Well, just pull the string, flip the switch." Well, the switch. Well, number one, the lights are burned out, so I don't think you can tell if it's on or off anyway. But she had pulled the cord so hard. Okay, and there's 2 different switches that if both of them have got to be off for it to be off, right? Because if one's on, it's still got power. If they're both on, it's got power. Both of them got to be off. And I haven't screwed with that in so long. I haven't been in my own living room in so long. Yeah, like, hey, we turn the fan off, man. I said, pull the string. He went to pull. He said, oh, no, man, it's broke. It's broke on, not off. It's broke on.
Yeah, shit never breaks on.
Yeah. We couldn't get it shut off. I had to figure out all the wiring and all this. It was a pain in the ass.
You'll find a breaker.
Huh?
You'll find a breaker.
No, I had to find the switch, and now I know what happened because I remember because when we moved in, all the switches were brown because he had some paneling in there and all that, so they were brown. So I was replacing. I just didn't replace that one switch. So I had a switch out in my truck, and I replaced it. But like I got that one plug, it's got a white cover with a brown switch, so that's why that switch went bad. So I got it figured out. But at any rate, it just. I hope she's happy, and I hope her new boyfriend or husband, I hope he's handy.
Probably a dishwasher salesman.
Yeah.
I can't believe she tore up 12 dishwashers. That, even if it's not true, that's just funny as hell.
Dude, she's been through. Let's see here. In 5 years, she went through 3 sets of 5 years. 3 sets of brand new washer and dryers.
That's next to impossible.
No, it's not with her. No, it's not with her.
We had a dishwasher go bad shortly after we got married, and my father-in-law was in town, and I was like, well, we got to get a new dishwasher. So he made the bold claim that if I could change this dishwasher with only one trip to Home Depot, he'd pay for the dishwasher. And sure enough, I pulled it off, man. I had my service van out there. I did need some other stuff, but it was like, I ain't going to Home Depot. So I cobbled together what it all made to work. And he was like, son of a bitch. But anyway, what's funny, so this dishwasher we bought was, that thing was louder than hell. It sounded like it was dying from the day it came out of the box. We had to run it at night, close our bedroom door. If you ran it during the day, you couldn't hear the TV or nothing. We're like, well, we'll get a quiet one and, next dishwasher. That thing lasted like 20 frickin' years.
Oh, you know it? Yeah. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, why would?
Yeah, why wouldn't it? Those are the ones that.
Yeah, but it's making so much noise. You think something's grinding on something.
Yeah, it's going to break in a month.
I mean, we were looking for any stupid thing to go wrong with it. We deem it crap. Yeah. I mean, it just worked perfectly forever and ever and ever. So now we got one that's a lot more quiet. But
I'll tell you how we lost a microwave one time, or I had to put it anywhere. You would hear it through the house, slam the door. Well, one time I heard it slam, and I was pissed. I was tired of hearing it.
There's no reason to slam a door that hard.
No. Well, no. What happened this time is that she walked by it. The door was open, and she wasn't watching where she was going, and she walked right into it and fucking broke the door.
Damn. Yeah. Don't leave the microwave door open either.
That's perfect height to decapitate your ass too. Well, you'd hit you. Well, I think it might hit me in the shoulder, but her, it's
or knock your teeth out or something. Shit.
Yeah, it's at a height that it does some damage. You're getting above the shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that shit no more. But
all right.
Yeah, I hope to God that we need men to start being men again, man, because the route we're going down is, but the result of ripping masculinity out of society is not going to be good, and they're doing it intentionally. This is all being done intentionally. I mean, it's
just too out of control. You watch the news of what goes on, and you're like, really? I mean, like 20 years ago, you'd think this is a Saturday Night Live skit of some sort. This cannot be real. But then you fast forward, and it's totally real. These people actually believe this crap. It blows me away.
But now they've, through all the stuff on the internet and podcasting and people that now that there's so many podcasts out there and so much information being spread that's not, as long as you don't say the wrong things, you're not censored, but you can say it without being cancelable or whatever. The news is all the left wing, MSNBC, CNN, all those. They've proven that they're being paid by the government to just spew that shit.
It's like if you work for one of those organizations and you have any kind of other opinion, you're done. I mean, it's like there's no way you can actually believe all of that crap 100%. And I mean, half of those people have to go home and go, God, I got to say this crap to keep my job.
Right. Well, no. So do you listen to Dan Bongino?
Sure.
Yeah. He was talking, I don't even know if it was today. Was it? I think it might have been today. He said, you can bet your ass anytime that the Democrats have something to hide, like if they've got a store that, I think it's all this shit going on with Dr. Fauci, or you know what I mean. There's something. And again,
they got hearings going on.
Well, I've limited my political intake. I don't. I got too much other shit going on. I don't need any other negativity. I'm trying to reduce the negativity in my life too. So I limit my political. I hear what I need to hear, but then after that, it's like, eh. But that's what he was saying. He said, he said, you can mark my words. He said he went into it on his pod, and you can go into it on air too, but he said anytime that the Democrats have got something to hide, immediately, he said just in the next day or 2 to 3 days, he said, you watch. There'll be some racist narrative being pumped up on CNN, CBS, and all those. They start pumping something about racism, to get everybody distracted. But the truth's coming out. It's just like that dude that I talked to you. I'm not going to bring him up, but I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. That's what we were talking about. He was like, man, and the guy I'm not going to go into it because he was a black guy, and we had the most productive conversation about some really, really key stuff that's going on in the world today. And he was like, our black community needs to really step up and listen. They need to listen. Like they're believing what they're hearing, and the information's wrong. And he was just a super interesting guy. Well,
the black community knows that every time the elections roll around, here come the Democrats with patting them on the back and, oh yeah, we're here to help. And then when the election's over, it's like, thanks for playing.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you next election.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them out there that aren't putting up with that shit no more. And like Candace Owens, I mean, but there's a slew of them, even on the internet, that are trying to get the message out that, it's a pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. They need, it's divide and conquer. They need all this confusion going on because the truth is slowly, and it's starting to come out a hell of a lot faster now, what's really going on up there. And how politics really work. They can't hide it from us anymore. There's too much information. But here's my take on that. If they would just get back to, I don't care if they pay each other off and but just keep us fucking safe, and you know what I mean. Let's get back.
We're not even doing that.
No, let's just do the stuff that you're supposed to do, because nobody else wants to come do your fucking job. Nobody else wants to be in that cesspool up there. Nobody does.
Well, DC is like 92% registered Democrats. So how can you have any kind of normal, back and forth or anything when you got 92% against 8%, and it's supposed to be that's what's running our country? I mean, in all northern Virginia over there, right outside of Washington, D.C., they got all that crazy crap going on with the school district stuff. And I mean, it's New York's a lot of nut jobs, D.C.'s a lot of nut jobs, and California's a lot of nut jobs. And then you got a bunch of normal people in the middle. I mean, you still got some nut jobs sprinkled in there. But I watch the way they operate, and I don't need to hear their spiel. I mean, I watched all kinds of hearings. I used to watch C-SPAN. Who the hell does that other than Kramer on Seinfeld?
No.
And I would watch the crap that would come out of these people's mouths, and then the way the media would cover for them and spin it, and then now I'm supposed to listen to the media with a open. It's like I spent 2 decades watching you people be jackasses and spin shit, and you know, until you prove you're worthy even to be heard, you know, say, oh, listen, oh, yeah, see, that's the problem. He don't want to hear nothing. No, I've heard way too much. Yeah, I know how they roll.
Yeah, I don't want to get into politics, but take the extremes on both sides. Let's just get back to the middle and quit fucking around. And because honestly, that's what's crazy about this whole thing is if you take the extremes out, right? That we've got wacko preppers that I mean, yeah. Do you need to have some food in your house and prep for, you know, if something happens? Yes. But there's one that lives down the road from us. You can tell that guy's he's I've talked to the dude. He's out there. You know, he thinks aliens are coming, and I'm not saying that.
But if a dude's living in his bunker with 800 tons of food and leaving me alone, that's great. It's America. It's the wackos that are trying to tell me how to run my life. Right.
But what I'm saying though is that if you take the extremes, now it's not just there's wackos that get into all sorts of other shit too on the right side and the left side. I think it's crazier over here than it is over here. But if we just took the extremes out and took the politics out of everything, we're not that far apart. Everybody wants to raise their kids, have a nice family, have a happy life, make a decent living, have a safe country, but we're running behind. These assholes are dumping this place, man. And when I went to Kuwait, did you know that we look like a third world country compared to Qatar, Dubai, Saudi Arabia?
Well, they got free money comes up out of the ground. They pump it up. We give them cash, and we get. Why don't we pump our own We can make our place look like Kuwait if we freaking get the oil out of the ground.
No, I know, but
they get free money. It comes out of the ground.
Yeah, well, Dubai doesn't have money. They don't have oil anymore. But it's the way they took their oil money and built Dubai. Have you seen Dubai? Have you even? Dubai looks. It's.
I mean, I've seen it on TV. Yeah, there's Dubai. I mean, I don't go.
No, Dubai is like a country that squashes Vegas. Dubai is they built the world's ultimate destination. There's nothing that you can't do there that just look it up. Dubai is it's the mecca of not just but it is an Arab country, but you can drink and do all that, you know, free religion and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if Christianity is allowed over there, but you can be whatever you want to be. But
other than a Christian, probably.
No, I think that it's allowed.
As long as you don't tell anybody.
No, but it is the world's play day destination for everything to the extremes. I'm talking sports, supercars, racetrack. I can't even begin to tell you how much stuff they have. That's why everybody's moving over there. Like it's the top. I don't want to say it wrong, but there's so many different nationalities moving there. That's what I'm saying. It is an Arab country, but they don't discriminate on who comes there. They want it to be this not a utopia, but you know what I mean. It's you get to come here and you get to do the best of the best of the best of the best of not just one, everything. Everything. Yeah, there's no way I could even. We would be here all night, and we need to cut it short after this. There's no way that I could explain it to you. You just have to watch some videos on it yourself. But everybody's that's their. If shit goes wrong in their country, that's where they're going. And it's not just the elites of the elites. The elites of the elites have been there since the beginning.
But they don't got homeless people doing drugs laying on the street.
You can walk down they don't have crime either. They have zero crime. That's what, speaking of Andrew Tate just built two houses over there. But he's like, I can walk down I can't walk in London down the road without getting stabbed for my watch. He said, I can wear my $1 million watch walking down the road in Dubai and I could drop my $1 million watch and somebody would pick it up and say, hey, you dropped your watch. They don't have crime there. None.
Do they got jails?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure they do.
Because I'm sure somebody's over there trying to game
I'm sure. No, but what I'm saying is but their rules are very, very strict too. Like, look, we're giving you all this.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
And if you fuck it up, the hammer's dropping.
No, yeah. We got we got strict fucking laws over here, and we enforce them. So, here's the rules, and we expect you not to fuck it up. If you're stupid enough to fuck it up, you deserve everything that you got coming to you. But until then, this is your oyster. And
that's the way I was raised as a kid, man. I always got the old, that's going to go on your permanent record. Now as an adult, it's like, permanent record? You got people doing 20 frickin' felonies and they're still walking around on the street, permanent record. What a joke.
Yeah. No, we're fucking this deal up here, man. I hope to God that, but I've already made like Qatar. Qatar is look up those United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all that, man. Kuwait will be there. I mean, their infrastructure's not there yet, but they'll be there. But it's fucking gorgeous over there, man.
Do they got most men over there?
No, we're taking most men to Dubai, Qatar.
They got to have most men over there.
Yeah, I'll go to most. I'll get most men.
A Jeep or whatever it's called.
Oh God, no, it's called a Gutra. I'll make most man thobes and Gutra. The thobe is the gown.
All right.
The Gutra is the headpiece.
Yeah, we need to go worldwide with most man.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Men need help everywhere.
Yeah, but but Qatar's where the last World Cup was played. So
I knew that.
But I'm just saying, you walk. I got into their airport and I was like, good God. I was like, we look like we're living in freaking Venezuela, or you know what I mean? Like we look like we're struggling in the United States compared to what they're doing over there. And it's not just oil money. They've got big business people see how that's the point that I was getting about, is that it's hard to do business in the States. That's where the money is over there. And it's not just oil. That's where people go to meet and greet, and that's where the investors are over there. You know what I mean? That they don't want all the restrictions here, what it's like in Europe and wherever they're from. All the restrictions that are on them there, they don't have those restrictions over there. So the money's more free, it's more easy. The mindset over there is so much more open-minded, and they're wanting innovation, and they want to be the best of the best, and they want the best of the best, and they want whatever company that's got a good idea, They don't mind dumping the money into it. They want, that's what I'm saying. It's how we have to either go to the bank. The bank is just going to give you enough rope to hang yourself here. Or you go to an investor, unless you got family money. Or you work your ass off like we did and do it the hard way. And none of that's wrong. But over there, that's what I'm like when I went to Kuwait. That's what I'm saying. It was so much getting that deal over there. We met him. We were there for however long we were there, 7 days. We had a contract signed by the time we were done for $950 million. That's how easy it was. Now, they wouldn't let us use our technology, and that's why we're not doing it. But that's how easy it is to do business with those people. They just want to bring you in their house. They want to spend a week with you and see how you operate and all that. And they figured out Spur. You know, the company that I took over there, I was going to use them as a sub. That's what, after it was all, they were like, Mark, we'll do business with you all day long, but them, no, you got to find some way to do it. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. We are on YouTube, so like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, join the men's club. Come on, subscribe. First 50 subscribers, free man kits. I'm offering it now. You'll get your man card, you'll get your balls back, you get your 12-step recovery program, you get t-shirt, tumbler, and I'm working on some cool swag. I want it to, and that's why it's taken me a while, is that I want it to be real. I want it to be good shit. I don't want to be, I want it to be good.
Bunch of made in China crap.
Yeah, no. I want it to be good. So please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, share. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. TheMostMen.com is the website. info@themostmen.com is the email if you want to email in. But again, like, subscribe, comment, smash the bell. So you get if you ring the bell, that's when it gives you notifications on when we have a next episode come out. So, thank you. We enjoy it. And we will see you soon. You'll have a good night.